All right, here's my first jab. Paramount will have a more successful venture overseeing the UFC than ESPN did. There's a big if with all of this, though. It's actually more obvious since Ukarian won in a title shot against Islam. Now, the sport has to be more about the fighters than the brand. Duh. I mean, the brand being UFC. The fighters have to be more important than its promoters. That's the key. There's a lot of money invested from Paramount already into getting the streaming rights for the UFC. The thing is, right now, it's not looking good starting off the era or this year by having the first fight card being at the end of the month. This drought has been insane because, my God, it's felt like the longest MMA drought since I've been a fan. First UFC card I bought was UFC 195 over 10 years ago. Wow, 10 years. But yeah, since that time, I don't recall a dead time being this long between fight cards ever. This is the longest wait. Maybe it's just my need for bloodlust that really messed with my concept of time. This period of time with no UFC fights was so long. We had a relationship blossom with Poetan and Tracy Cortez that was short and sweet, and just as fast as that blossom, it crashed and burned. All it took was a few words. I think words are the only thing that scares Alex Pereira at the moment. And those words are, "Will you marry me?" Fights, events got announced during this wait. Yeah, a couple of them got canceled as well. Most notably, the one that was supposed to be the co-main event for this event this week. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. And I feel like that fight right now is going to be aimed for the new White House fight. That's not going to be on July 4th anymore, and that's for certain. That fight card also won't have any tickets on sale for the public. That's certainly a choice when it comes to the fandom. Yeah, thank God for the NFL, CFB, college football playoffs, because as a fight fan, it's been brutal to wait like this for something to happen. And this is my main sport when it comes to sitting down, chilling, relaxing, and just seeing things play out. The drama that in MMA is unlike any other. What this main video is all about, we're entering a new era, the Paramount era. I came in as a fan at the tail end of the Fox Sports era. I felt that was peak MMA. To me, it was like golden age. There was so much going on, a lot to look forward to. Francis Ngannou, Izzy, Volkanovski, they were on the rise. Amanda Nunes was dominating. State of New York sanctioned MMA fights, and we got marquee events at the Mecca. The light heavyweight division was going strong. John Jones, Rumble, DC, Gustafsson, even the easiest fight in the division, Ryan Bader, he was around. You just don't know what you have until it's gone. It's kind of insane to think about it. What the Fox Sports era ended with and what they transitioned to for ESPN. ESPN came in and they had a lot to work with when it came to what the UFC had. It was a lot, and they had a lot of bang for their buck when it came to the setup. Started off pretty strong. They had McGregor's return, Jorge Masvidal's rise, John Jones staying clean, the Stipe DC trilogy. Then along came COVID era, and that messed things up. But still, apart from the obstacle of what COVID provided, I say that a lot of the blame is still put on ESPN because they really didn't advance the sport as much as many were anticipating. Just seemed every year after 2020, it got lazier and lazier. There were more Apex fights, embeddeds, promos weren't as interesting. Very few stars got developed. And that led to the death of the pay-per-view. Good riddance. And so, gotta thank Paramount for that. And they're open and willing to have everything streamed on just their service and just with one lump fee if you're willing to do that. So thank goodness for Paramount. And they're starting off with UFC 324. And they got an interim lightweight championship match between Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett. Justin Gaethje, honestly, he is really at the tail end of his career. But with him, I know he wants to end his career off on a high note compared to a lot of the fighters that have announced their retirement way beforehand and just don't get that perfect send-off. I think Justin wants that send-off, and he's not going to let someone like Paddy the Baddy stop all that. So Justin Gaethje, when it comes to the interim fight, he's fighting someone that is on a pretty good win streak. I think Paddy's around 8 wins right now. For the most part, the people that he's been fighting are guys on that downward slump. Michael Chandler, Bobby Green, or King Green actually, Tony Ferguson. And then Justin, he has some on his shoulder, and I think he's going to get another win. And not a second win, is probably his like 4th or 5th win by now. he's gonna get it. He's gonna get that finish. Justin Gaethje's a man when it comes to providing a show. I think he's gonna get it done, getting a finish over Paddy Pimblett. I mean, Paddy does have a good chance to get his win as well, because I know he's trying to get that Topuria fight, and that fight. Ooh, as far as like promos goes, when it comes to the mic talk, that'd be fun. I wouldn't mind him winning at all, but Justin Gaethje just feels like it's right for him to finally make that push to make sure he gets over that hump to getting a belt that's been elusive for him over the years. 324 before the main event. There's a lot of other good fights. The co-main event now is between Sean O'Malley, Song Yadong. It's a perfect fight for Sean. I mean, Sean is on that 2-fight skid, losing just to Merab. He wants to get in that title picture now that Peter Yan has the belt. And Song Yadong is the perfect guy to stand and trade with him. Thing with Song Yadong, though, Song Yadong has a good camp. I think they're going to game plan pretty well. Song Yadong has always been on my radar for the longest time of when it comes to a fighter that I think is pretty exciting. And Song Yadong, I think, gets it done by, getting a win over Sean. Will it be a finish? I don't think so. Song Yadong, I think, gets the win. It'll be a decision win. It'll be a good fight. Will it be the best fight of the night? There's a lot of good fights on this card. Another fight we have on there, Waldo Cortez Acosta. Yes, he's going against the Black Beast. And the Black Beast is... he's been noting on saying he just wants to fight taxi drivers. And I think Derek is going to be seeing Waldo as a taxi driver type fighter. The thing is, for me, this is more of a personal thing. I love Derek Lewis. I love his post-fight interviews. Never miss it. Waldo Cortez Acosta, though, is on a 2-fight winning streak that he's finished his guys in the first round. I think he's going to be the new face that's going to crack the top 5. He needs this win over Derek Lewis. He's aging. Just don't know if that chin is going to hold up against someone like Waldo Cortez Acosta. And I see Waldo Cortez Acosta finishing him. Will it be in the first round? No. I think he's going to pick Derek apart. And that's my take there. That's my jab there. Other fights we have on UFC 324, Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas, and it has actually been confirmed. This is going to be a title fight eliminator to see who's going to fight Valentina Shevchenko. Rose was scheduled to fight Alexa Grasso, and now she has a way tougher fight in her hand. But it's a fight that's more rewarding if she gets the win. The thing with Rose, Rose has seemed unmotivated in the past few years since losing the strawweight title. Even when she had her last defense and she lost to Carla Esparza, it just seemed like a lot of the motivation was gone. Maybe this is the spark that gets her to get the win, but I am feeling Natalia Silva. I think Natalia Silva gets that decision there. It's a way tougher fight for Rose. I liked Rose against Alexa Grasso. With this new fight on the tables, it's going to be hard for her. Yeah, I think Natalia Silva gets that done right there. And then the other fight we have on the main card, Arnold Allen and John Silva. I think it is a little too quick for John Silva to be coming back, especially after his last fight with Diego Lopez and what happened with him there. Great fight, amazing fight, but he's fighting someone who's a little more technical, who's a little more reserved. Arnold Allen, he's a good lad. I seen him in the title picture for the longest time. He just couldn't get over the hump with Max Holloway and Evolov. I think this is his time to get on that streak, to get him in that title picture. And John Silva is the perfect fighter for him. Silva does have a puncher's chance for sure. I do not doubt that. But when it comes to the technicality, similar to what Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong, that fight's going to go like, I think Arnold Allen pulls out that decision win, and it's going to be it's going to be a good fight. I like that fight, but I wouldn't count Silva out, but I got my money on Arnold Allen. And when it comes to the prelim headliners, it's funny, these guys would be fight night headliners on any other fight card that's coming up in the future. Umar Nurmagomedov fighting Davison Figueiredo. Wow, that's a good fight. I think when it comes to Figueiredo putting his last stand up there, I think this is his last chance to get something going, to get him into that title shot picture. But I think Umar's just going to be too much for him. I think Umar gets the job done and gets his hand raised. It's a good prelim headliner fight. I like it all the way. And then the last fight I want to highlight when it comes to what's on the card, and it's funny, this is a good fight. Michael Johnson aging Michael Johnson against Alexander Hernandez. Alexander Hernandez was one of the first fighters to get brutally stopped when it came to the start of the ESPN era. I don't think he wants to repeat that. I think he's going to go all in when it comes to fighting someone like Michael Johnson. Perfect fight for each other at this point in their careers. Now, I'm going to put my money towards Alexander Hernandez. Michael Johnson has looked good in his past few fights. They're both on good streaks. I think this is another fight to watch. But I think Hernandez gets a finish with this one. But yeah. Paramount has a lot going on when it comes to this first event starting up. It's looking to be good. But the thing is, $7.7 billion. Yeah, I'll say that again. $7.7 billion for 7 years. That's a deep hole. I'm remaining optimistic just because this is the sport I can fully sit down and watch from start to finish. What Paramount is being left off with is not the same as what ESPN and even Fox Sports got left off with. I think Paramount will make the most of it, though. They're going to do the best they can to ensure they get the most out of the product, more so than ESPN did. But they're not starting the year off right, like I said, with the drought. And they also had that dumb, unwatchable promo we got from the Golden Globes with Mackenzie Dern, Brian Ortega. Oh, just cringe. I know Meryl Streep was definitely not amused. I wasn't either.